world-class 9-ball. Hi, my name is David Maddox, and we're at the Sands Regency in Reno, Nevada. And joining me in the booth, Scott Smith, the tournament director for the Pro Tour. Scott, introduce the players for us.
David, my pleasure. Okay, we have a classic matchup. This is a great pleasure to be a part of this little match here. Our first player is one of the new rising superstars on the Pro Billiards Tour. His name is Rodney Morris. He's the house pro at Hawaiian Brian's in Honolulu. This guy is a one bad dude. And his opponent is King James, Jimmy Rempe. Anybody that's followed the sport for any time at all knows who he is. He's from Scranton, Pennsylvania. He's proved his medal on the tour for years and years and years, a lock for the Hall of Fame, Jimmy Rempe. It won't get any better than this.
No, and like you said, this is a rematch of the finals of the very first tournament this year at the Valley Forge.
That's right. This
Billiards Expo.
Right. It was the PBTA Super Billiard Expo in conjunction with the trade show, all the amateur events. There was a stop on the Pro Tour, and it was a very unique tournament. The only one of the year that's played like that. It's a 3-day event. It's like World War III. It's a race to 9, 2 out of 3 sets, single elimination. And these guys played in the finals of that tournament. I'll recap it for you here in just a minute. Rodney Morris is breaking game one.
Well, we get to see one of the strongest parts of his game, and that's the break. Hey, you made the one ball in the side.
One ball on the break.
And the 2-ball passes the 8 in the upper right-hand corner, so I think we'll see him roll the 2-ball in. And
the 3-ball is laying on the right side rail. It looks to me like
he may elect to play the combination 2-8 if it's laying on here.
Yeah, the expression is wired, and it very well could be wired here. Looks like that's what he's looking at. So all he does is draw the cue ball. The 2-ball stays about where it's at. He shoots a 2 on the side, and he'd be perfect on the 3. It looks like he's right in line to take off game number 1. You just tell me. Let me go when you're ready, David. If you want me to fill everybody in on the match from Philadelphia.
Oh yeah. Tell us about that.
Okay, they might take the whole bulk of this tape, but here we go.
Let it roll.
Anyway, 64-man board, single elimination. We went into Sunday with 4 players. It was 1 o'clock action. Rempe and Archer and Rodney Morris versus Scott Kiddo in the 2 semifinals. Rodney, who's shooting right now, in the first set with Scott Kiddo, was behind 8-2, and he's a relative newcomer to the tour. And I was in the pit refereeing their match, and meanwhile Archer and Rempe were playing on the other table in the other semifinal. So Rodney makes a tremendous comeback. He wins the first set after being behind 8-2.
Came back and won 9-8.
Right, he wins game 1 here. So now Rodney is ahead 1-0 in the first semifinals in Philadelphia. Scott Kiddo is the opponent once again. Appeared to fall apart at that point. And the second set was a convincing victory for Rodney. It was like a 9-2 victory, and he was now in the finals, awaiting the winner between Archer and Rempe.
Wow.
But back to the Sands Regency. It's game 2. Rodney's breaking the balls. We just saw one of his strong points. He has a very good break. Right. He has a very good break, and he's his offensive game is a powerful tool.
How many tournaments has he played in on the Pro Tour? 6, maybe?
No, I don't think he's played that many. The ones that I have worked, this might be number 3 of a major event. He has played, for instance, the room event that was played in Richmond. I believe he was there. That was a sanctioned event. That was in May of 1995, 2 or 3, 4 weeks ago.
He played in last year's U.S. Open.
U.S. Open, which
7th, 8th, I believe.
Which Pat ran. Right. So I would say, yeah, in 4 to 5 tournaments at the most.
And he already has a second.
Yeah. And the year-to-date stats. The year-to-date. I was kidding him earlier at the players' meeting last night about being number 2, ranked number 2 in the association year-to-date. But simply because the 95 calendar year has started out a little bit slow. There's been 1 tournament up to this point in time, but trust me, all you pool fans out there, you're going to get plenty of opportunities to get more tapes from Accu-Stats and see a lot more stuff on TV the remainder of 1995, because there's probably 10 to 12 tournaments that our schedule, and will be happening. And 9 ball is just is alive and well with the Pro Billiards Tour. So,
well,
anyway.
again, we've seen Rodney demonstrate his breaking ability. He made 2 balls on the break, and appears to be out in the second game as well. And he just. I was talking to someone at last year's U.S. Open about Rodney Morris, and I had seen him play in some tournaments in South Carolina and see him play, people and stuff.
Right.
And
people and stuff, like backroom stuff, or maybe, huh?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Which he's quite capable at.
Yeah.
And I haven't been as impressed with any player as much as him since Earl. I mean, just the combination, he is so complete. I mean, his not only is he a great shot maker and a great breaker, but he makes good fundamental decisions, and his execution is just tremendous.
Yeah.
And he's got he's fearless and plays that way. And
Rodney Morris just won game 2 here. This is a race to 11 games, a little different format than the finals I was describing to you earlier. But your assessment, David, of Rodney Morris is something I would have to agree with totally. My assessment, and I've had an opportunity to see some pretty sporty players in the last few years, and I don't even want to date myself, but Rodney Morris is, in addition to what you said earlier, is probably as classy a guy as you're ever going to run into. And the match between Rempe and Rodney Morris was, I billed it earlier as the old guard versus the new guard. I mean, the changing of the guard will come. It's inevitable.
Right.
Jimmy Rempe, when they played in Philadelphia, it went set, hill, $10,000 up top, and neither guy was crying. Neither guy showed any weakness. Neither guy.
Nobody flinched.
Folded. They just stood toe to toe for about 5 hours and just
looked like
pow,
Tyson
pow,
and
pow,
Ali. That was Tyson and
it
Ali.
was as good as it gets, and it was a shame that somebody had to lose that match. But Rodney Morris was second. The door got slammed in his face by the old guard. It's a very tough door to kick down. It's a very exclusive fraternity to win a stop on the Pro Billiards Tour. Rodney will be in the winner's circle again. He'll have another opportunity. But Jimmy Rempe is a special guy in himself, and it was just one of those matches that's hard to describe unless you were there. But Rempe is everything you said about Rodney Morris, and when you put them both together on the same table, you got action, baby.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So anyway, meanwhile, game 3 now, and Rodney's still Rempe
rolling.
Rempe hadn't got up yet.
Jim Rempe paid probably as high a compliment to Rodney Morris after that match. He said, and to think about the game of pool this way is very correct. Jim said that Rodney played like it means nothing when it means everything. I mean, that's the way it looks, and he, that's right on the money. That's, very well put.
I said it a little while ago. I mean, these two guys here are like role models. I mean, if somebody wants to talk about a professional in any chosen field, whatever it is, these guys are pros. And Rodney Morris, for as young as he is, he's had quite a mentor in Brian Hashimoto, who is where Rodney is house pro. I mean, Brian has had enough foresight and enough dealings with Rodney Morris to, I mean, this guy is like salaried from Hawaiian Brian's, and they just sprung him and said, go to the mainland, son, and take care of business. And they sent a guy that can take care of business. And
yes, definitely.
Anyway, Rodney's all right with me, and anyway.
Well, we're going to get to see
Rempe, I don't think is real thrilled with Rodney right now, and he trails 3-0.
Well, I think we're going to get to see Rodney display his defensive skills here and bank the 3-ball up table and use the 6-ball to.
He's not going to push. He's got to push here, doesn't he? No, he's going to do something. He's going to put him in that corner behind
the 6-ball.
6 or the 5. Okay. How'd he hit it? He's a little short.
Just a little short. I believe Jim hasn't.
Well, he's allowed to make a little bit of a mistake. I mean, the table. This is his first match on a table with It's pretty fast Simona's cloth, and he doesn't have the speed down. He left a little air. Let's see if Jimmy can answer back.
Well, he broke and ran 3 racks, and he was
a little 3-bagger to open up with.
Yes. He'll put so many racks on you make your head spin.
And check this guy's stroke, man. It's as sweet as it gets. Basic fundamentals for all you Accu-Stats fans out there. Just keep an eye on Jimmy Rempe, and you'll see what it's all about as far as basics.
Well, technically, I don't think there's any better player than Jim Rempe. Textbook, position routes and textbook stance and stroke, and if you had to create a machine, that's what it would look like it would play.
Amen. All
And
right.
if you could create a machine, which would be a tough thing to do. Impossible, actually.
Here we go. King James is on the board, 3-1, race to 11. Now, what do you think about the new format, David?
The race to 11?
Yeah.
I like the new format. I like it. However, my personal favorite is the Valley Forge format.
I think they both have merit, but
Oh yeah,
a lot of people
definitely.
a lot of people opt for the double elimination, but to do an event in a short period of time, day-wise, that is a very interesting format, and it's a pretty true test, and it's everybody gets their money's worth.
Yep.
And everybody's even from the get-go. It's up against the wall, baby.
That's it. That's exactly right. Yeah, and this is not up against the wall until you've been knocked down one time.
Right, you get one barrel, and then you got another bullet left. But But anyway, back to the Valley Forge thing. Now, Rempe and Archer are playing at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Rodney, meanwhile, has disposed of Mr. Kiddo by 2:30ish. Okay, the finals is scheduled for 7 o'clock. Meanwhile, Johnny Archer, 2-time world 9-ball champion, ranked number 2, hot on the heels of Nicky Varner. This boy is on a mission. Okay, he is playing Jimmy Rempe. It goes like 9-6. Rempe wins the first set. 9-8. Archer wins the second set. Set apiece. Case set. Another race to 9. What do you think that means? Goes hill. It's about 4.5 hours later. And Johnny Archer's at the table. He's got a shot at the 1 ball. And lo and behold, it was a shot that Johnny Archer would make more times than not. And it's the kind of shot you have to make to win tournaments. And Johnny Archer raised up a little bit on the shot. He didn't stay down. He missed the 1 ball, and Rempe ran out. And it ended up a Rempe Rodney Morris finals. That finals went the first set. Rempe was ahead 7-2. It appeared like Rodney Morris was not in a time and space that he was destined to be in, that he was ready for.
Right.
But forget about all that. He comes back and wins.
The first
9-7.
set?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
man.
then Rempe wins the second set. Now, if I'm not mistaken, it was like a 9-8 deal, 9-7 thing. Now it's set apiece. Neither guy gave an inch. They just kept bearing down. It was a thing of beauty. And when the smoke cleared, it was set 8-8, and Rempe took the opportunity that was presented to him, and was not like anybody dogged any balls or anything like that. It was just 9-ball, and Rempe managed to stave him off. And anyway,
Well, I
super
think
stuff.
I think that by your description, and I think everybody can appreciate what kind of tournament that was and what kind of match it was, and why, particularly, we're so excited to be doing this match right now.
Yes.
Right on the heels of that, virtually.
Right.
We get to see another match. We get, if we just had to watch 2 players play, why not make it Rodney and Rempe? It's nice.
And when they Pat and Mr. Boley inquired after my availability for this match,
They didn't have to ask you twice.
yeah, this match here. I didn't get an opportunity to do anything with the papers. I haven't read everybody's recap of Valley Forge for 1995, but trust me, these guys did a battle that was what pool stories are all about, and why we're all here, and why we're doing this. But anyway, King James, meanwhile, this is game 5, and since Rodney made the 1 safety error, has not been back to the table offensively. And ended up appears like Rempe's in line here in the 5th game.
We have some excellent matches in progress right now. On the second table, C.J. Wiley and Canadian Paul Poitier. And you know, it's funny. Coincidentally, on the third table, it's Michael Coltrane's very first Pro Tour tournament. He's a up-and-coming young player. He's 19 years old from North Carolina. It must be something in the water there, you know, Earl and Johnny. And but anyway, Michael Coltrane's first tournament, and he draws Efren Reyes. That's got to be a pretty intimidating proposition.
I think under normal circumstances it might be, but even though this boy's 19 years old, and I don't have an accurate line on him, but I just know by his air and his the way he conducts himself, this kid can play pool, and he's ready. He wouldn't be out here, and I'm glad to see him out here. And I don't think he's one bit worried about Efren Reyes right now.
Right.
I mean, he knows he could have drawn better, but he may be like a expansion club or something, but he's ready for the NFL to pool, this kid, I think.
Right. Well, Jim Rempe has got two options here. He's looking at cutting the 8. He looked at briefly banking the 8 cross side, but I think he's going to elect to cut it in. And cut it in, he did. Great shot. He comes out.
All right, 3-1. Rodney's ahead. King James. Yeah, even though he won in Philadelphia, believe me, he doesn't like this at all.
Right.
Because he knows this Rodney's a dangerous man. Anyway, this is no bargain, but he figures to make it, and the match should be 3-2 with Rempe breaking. And here we go. After 5 games, 3-2.
Scott, let's take a look at the bank combination that Rempe played. He played the 1.
2 balls are wired on the right side.
Right. What a great shot. What a great shot.
This is something for those of you viewers that may not be at world-class level or anything. I mean, it just goes to show you that Rempe's paying attention. He has the whole layout mapped out in his mind visually. When he spotted the 2 balls wired, he didn't hesitate at all to bank into that because it was a very makeable shot. So when you get up to run out, you just visualize it in your mind and see how it can all do. Run out ahead of time in your mind, and it's going to make it a lot easier. How's our number 1 ranked Nicky doing over there?
Oh, he's playing another Filipino by the name of Warren Kiamko, who wreaked havoc on quite a few good players at the tournament in Richmond. And Warren Kiamko leads 3 games to 0 at this juncture, going to 11.
Do you have how old is Mr. Kiamko? Do you know? Is he early 20s?
I don't have any idea, but he plays like he's been playing on the tour for 10 years.
Yeah.
He really is a good player.
Warren Kiamko, the newest from arrival from the Philippine Islands.
5 foot nothing, 90 nothing pounds.
And
plays like a heavyweight, definite heavyweight.
Yeah, they're small in stature, but they.
We see
back to
Rempe.
Rempe.
He may be playing some shot on the 9. Yep. That shot, he played to double kiss the 2 ball and the cue ball into the 4-9 combination. Now that's not on page 1, as they say.
I don't know. Okay. I'm not so sure that was any kind of error on Rempe's part there, but he has. There was a turnover that took place. Rodney's at the table, and the score is 3-2. Rodney Morris at the control here. He's got the 3. He's playing position on the 4-9. Looks like he has a. He's going to draw back and juice it a little bit. And that was well executed by cueing of the way he addressed that cue ball. For those viewers that may not be familiar with it, but anyway, the ball draws back into the cushion, and with that reverse low that he does, it comes off and opens up the angles and spins down to get on the 4-9.
Oh, you're talking about when Rodney shot the 3.
Right.
He hit it with low left.
Right.
Right. Drew the cue ball. Right.
It's pretty cute. Pretty cute little shot.
We're gonna get to
Are you guys
see
sure he did
Rempe's-
this on purpose? I think he accidentally double kissed it. No,
Double
you're
kissed
right.
it.
Yeah, he did. Double kissed it. I think he had several options there of possibly having a safety out of it too. Yeah, it was a cute little shot.
However,
Yeah. However,
he didn't want rocking Rodney back at the table.
Yeah. Yeah. But just for another observation of mine in the Philadelphia matchup with these guys. I mean, Rodney, check him out. He's like a fullback. He's got an earring in his ear, left-handed. He's fast and loose. He's got a little jewelry. He's a happening guy. He's a man of the 90s, and he's
profiling.
Yeah.
And it suits him.
It's cool because we're talking about the best players in the world, and to have these new up-and-coming players playing with the greatest players that are legends, and stuff like that, and putting the heat on, and people that have the talent to be there. It's just a matter of time, and it's something that is very special. And for all you pool fans out there, if you're unable to get to very many of the Pro Billiard Tour stops, you better start scheduling some trips around, because a live show with these guys is really something.
And speaking of the schedule, the next tournament is at CJ's Billiard Palace in Dallas, Texas.
Actually, okay, we're to date this event, it's June of '95. There is this tournament, the 16th, 17th, 18th.
At Chalkers in San
Right,
Francisco.
it's a sanctioned event. It's a similar event to what will take place at the Billiard Palace in Dallas, Texas. It is a feature that the Pro Billiards Tour has added the last 2 years to make more things happening, give everybody a chance to play more, and have an opportunity to make a little more money here and there. The room tournament will be back into effect, and it'll take place in nice upscale rooms across the United States. The Chalkers event is a $10,000 added. CJ's event in mid-July of '95 is a $25,000 added event, and it has a TV deal, so it's going to be pretty cool. Okay, Rodney, did he not make a ball on the break? Is that how the turnover occurred?
Yeah, I believe so.
It's a funny shot, the break shot. I mean, everybody at this level, they practice the break, they do different things, but the bottom line is some days it's working and some days it's not, and some tables are more conducive to your style of break and everything, and sometimes there's adjustments that need to be made by players, but neither one of these guys wants to come up empty-handed on the break, because it could be something that they could pay dearly for.
Right. Well, this table, I just watched the previous match on this table, and this table doesn't break particularly easy. So there were several games where the players didn't make a ball on the break. So and the corner ball didn't go with regularity either. So.
Well, the equipment is Brunswick Gold Crowns, provided by Mickey Peel and his staff at Keystone Q and Cushion here in Reno. Mickey Peel and the boys are to be commended. I mean, they always do as first class a job as can be expected. And this particular table, I know for a fact, is the newest of all the tables that are in this hole. There's actually another room besides the 9 tables in the front room. There's 7 more Gold Crowns in the back room. And this table, probably of all of them, is considered to be the better playing table of all of them. It's it's not like a '95 model, but it's about 2 years old. And, as most of us know, Gold Crowns have stood the test of time. And
Meanwhile,
in my opinion, the Gold Crown's as good as they can get, and that table there is a good playing little table. And,
meanwhile, Jim Rempe running that rack is
closed the gap.
forged into the lead that Rodney Morris had. And now the score is 3 games for Jim Rempe and 4 games for Rodney Morris.
How would you just say going into the thing, if you were an odds maker or something. How do you, all things considered, even though we have discussed at great length the previous matchup these guys had, this is early in the going at a different tournament, a different space and time. Do you think who do you put the favorite here?
Well, I hate to make it sound trivial or to pass it off or anything, but it'd be about a 6-5 and pick it. I mean, I really feel.
I think it's a pick game myself.
I really feel that Rodney is.
Yep.
I mean, I feel like he's got all the tools and is quite capable, and
I would agree. I think the deal in Philadelphia was no fluke, and
no.
Rodney and Rempe is probably a pick game.
And that is that's only the highest respect for both players.
Right.
I mean, that's not said to demean any, to demean or
I agree with
to
you
elevate anybody. I think it's just
for all you
two
guys
great
out
players.
there, all you guys that get these tapes and everything. Now you got the line on Rodney.
Get all you can get, and it might not be enough.
But I think Rodney's undercover days are over at this point in time. And, so you're safe.
Right. Jim just played a very nice position shot from the 1 to the 2.
Well, everything's open. It doesn't appear like there's any major obstacles in the way. And if Rempe proceeds on, we're going to have a 4-4 ball game, and then we're going to race to 7. The race to 11, from my standpoint of directing events, and I'm sure Mr. Fleming of Accu-Stats would concur with this. I mean, it makes scheduling much more easier. It's going to, in my opinion, make the entertainment value of the whole show that much better, because pool fans out there everywhere, you're going to get to see great players playing close matches, and the heat is on.
Right. I agree very much.
But the bottom line is we still have not nailed down the king of beers, or for instance, whoever, or any cigarette companies or whatever. But I think there's a lot of people that are out there paying attention to our sport, and it's a commodity that is gaining respect worldwide, and it really is getting a super international flavor with all the great players coming from the Philippines. The Japanese contingent here
it's tremendous.
in Reno is 5 or 6 players.
The Canadians.
The Canadian contingent, Mexico, and don't worry about the Europeans. There's plenty of good players over there, and it won't be long till the logo that you see, the Pro Billiards Tour, is going to be worldwide, and it's going to be a happening thing.
Jim Rempe breaking and running out this rack. It's 4 games apiece, and this is living up to all the expectations. Right. It's been a tremendously well played match. Rodney misplayed a safety.
Me, neither one of these guys is given up ever in life.
No.
Anyway. Hey, there's the leader of the invasion. He's the first guy to come over from the Philippine Islands.
And he just won the Roanoke One Pocket Tournament at Guys and Dolls Billiards in Roanoke.
He beat Grady?
In devastating.
With Matthews?
And I emphasize devastating fashion. I was fortunate enough to be on hand. In the quarters, he beat Steve Mizrak 5-0. In the semis, he beat Bill Stevens 5-0. And in the finals, he beat Grady Matthews 5-1. So hats off to Jose Perica. He played a great tournament because he is a great player. And
Jose
we're
Perica,
glad to have him here.
Now, let me get an update. Did Rempe mark his game to begin with? It should have been 4-4 going in. He just slid 2 over and made the 9 in the break. We got a new leader.
For the first time this match thus far.
Rempe takes the lead 5-4. Back to Perica real quick, if I may interject. When he first came over from the Philippine Islands, he was a force. Everybody was, aware of the new kid on the block from the Philippine Islands. I think the last couple of years he's been overshadowed a little bit by Reyes, Bustamante, Luad and stuff. But don't forget, everybody, the fact that he won this one pocket championship, he has many national and international 9-ball titles to his credit. Jose Perica is alive and well, and don't worry about him. He's a capable. He's a contender at any time he shows up.
Exactly right. I think we're going to get to see Rempe play safe here. He'll bank the 1 ball 2 cushions down table and use the 6-7 as to block.
Now, okay.
Scott, let's take a look at Jim's 9-ball break. He moved over to the
Scores
right-hand
4-4.
side.
Now he's made an adjustment. Is that what you were saying from where he broke?
Yes, he did make an adjustment.
Ooh.
And was rewarded, making the 9-ball on the break.
Cuba almost scratched. That was a cute little break. Okay, back to the live action. 5-4. Rempe leads, going to 11. The shot that you just described before we took the look at the break was probably what may be the one thing that could decide the outcome of this match is Rempe's experience and seasoning. He can lay it down as far as he's right there with Captain Hook. Don't worry about the safety play. He's been there. He's been in the pit for years and years and years with the best players in the world, and he knows how to put you behind balls and cause mistakes, force turnovers.
Right.
And Rodney just made an error there as a turnover. Rempe's at the table, cue ball in hand. The session could be over. Who knows? But I think of all the aspects, if you stack both these guys up against each other, that little bit of extra seasoning and experience and his straight pool knowledge could be the demise of Rodney.
Right.
If anything might be. Who knows? Let's see. But, I mean, Rempe is going to just scrap and fight and claw his way through it, whatever it takes. This guy is a legitimate champion. He finds a way to win. He can dig down when he has to.
And they don't call him King James for nothing. He earned that nickname.
Well, we haven't seen his names and lights very often recently, but it's a credit to the Pro Billiards Tour Association. Anybody that comes out on this tour, make no mistake, these guys fire live bullets. There are many, many, many great players on the tour today. It is hard to win one of these events. It is never going to be like the old days where somebody is going to win 20, 30 tournaments every year. Excuse me.
Right.
You win one or two. To see Jimmy Rempe win that tournament, he was absolutely thrilled. To see Kim Davenport win in Owensboro, Kentucky on ESPN, he jumped on the table. He and Buddy Hall had won in so long. George Breedlove, first-time winner in Lexington, Kentucky, took down Efren, Nicky Varner, the flamethrower. I mean, it is very special to win one of these tournaments.
You just mentioned one of my favorite players and good friend, Buddy Hall. You know, you were talking about Buddy and Kim Davenport
yes,
in Owensboro. At the tournament in Richmond, he put on quite an exhibition at that tournament, knocking down the field of 256 players at the first joint McDermott Tour PBTA event held at Bill Stevens' place in Richmond, Virginia. And so the rifleman is also alive and well, another seasoned veteran.
Right. Okay. What were the races to? Fill me in. I'm not. It wasn't
Races to 9.
Races to 9. Big table action.
Big
Gold
table,
crowns.
Big table action. Gold crowns. Yes. And you know, an interesting
Seated, was it seated and no seating, right? Open draw.
No seating. Open draw.
Okay, there's
But a little tasty tidbit about that tournament. About Buddy gave an early indication in that tournament about what the potential outcome was going to be. He won his first match 9-0, his second match 9-0, his third match 9-0, and was 5-0 in his fourth match. 32 games later, he lost a game. And so you know, that kind of sent out a clear message that
Buddy was dialed in. I've been there
he
when
was
Buddy's
dabbing
dialed
it.
in.
He was dabbing it pretty good.
Well,
Meanwhile, Jim Rempe just made a great shot on the 6.
Well, moving to table 3, if we can, just for a minute. 19-year-old Michael Coltrane got his welcome to the Pro Billiards Tour. Efren Reyes just threw a shutout at him. Michael, hang in there, buddy.
Efren's dished out many of those in his career.
It doesn't matter who's on the other end of it. It could be 19-year-old Michael Coltrane, or it could be number
1 Nick Varner.
Yeah, it doesn't matter because Efren, when he gets rolling, look out.
Well, Jim is just dialed in. He is focused.
Yeah, well, Jimmy Rempe's on a mission. Johnny Archer's on a mission. I mean, these people playing this game, until you get out here and see it and witness it, I mean, this is all about being the best you can be and doing what it takes to be a winner. And what a great field.
Rempe leads 6 games to 4.
And back to the conversation we had about the other stop. For those of you that are following the politics of pool and everything, for the first time, the McDermott Tour and the Pro Billiards Tour got together and had a little outing, and it took place at Bill Stevens' room in Richmond, Virginia, May 10th, approximately of '95. And Buddy Hall, and all due respect to Buddy Hall, anytime you win a world-class event with 240, 250 people playing, you are really, really, really doing something. In defense of winning on the Pro Billiards Tour, these events are smaller fields with way, 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 way stronger competition, and the seeding is what makes this thing so hard to overcome, David. You know what I mean?
Right, yes.
David, you're not an unseeded player. You come to these things, and I'm going to tell you one thing. You come, and you may, I mean, any up-and-coming player, any good player out there, when you're ready to come out and play, you're going to find that on any given Sunday you may beat one of these guys. But with the seeding process and the world's greatest players,
you have to beat them back to back to back.
If you manage to take down one of them, there's another one in your way.
Yes.
And another one. And case in point is when female superstar Jean Belucas won everything could possibly win in her field, 9 tournaments in a row, when she opted not to continue on with the WPBA tour. Jean Belucas is a great, great, great player, and she wanted to test out this this field, and even then it wasn't as strong as it is now. And she beat Mizrak, she beat Buddy, she beat a couple of Mike LeBron, and but she did it in different events. We're talking about knocking down
Buddy,
bad
LeBron,
people,
Mizrak,
and they keep coming and everything. And I mean, I'm a big fan of Jean Belucas. There's no doubt about it. She's one of the most talented people ever to pick up a cue. We'd like to see you back too, Jeannie. And look out, girls, in case she comes back.
Look out, guys, in case she comes back. You get it?
But the Pro Billiards Tour, for those of you that may not be aware of it, is an open event. There's no gender involved at this
Look at
point
this
in
shot.
time.
Oh.
And anybody that wants to put their money up on the light and take a shot at this is more than welcome.
Well, Jim Rempe just played a long rail bank and hit it very good. It looked as though he was going to make the 2, and it brushed the rail going in and didn't go. And this is the first opportunity that Rodney's had since he was ahead 4 games to 2. First real opportunity that he's had.
David, do you think we're going to get any take a look at any statistics on this match? I don't think there's been many mistakes. Rough guesser, were you clocking at 850, 900 speed, both of them? Or?
It's in the 920 range probably, I would say. Rodney made a safety error. Jim Rempe.
Maybe the same thing, a safety error or something,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
900. Well, in case for those of you that aren't 100% aware of what Accu-Stats really was at the beginning, Accu-Stats is a statistical analysis of 9-ball. You see some of the stats flash on some of the tapes as they come up. 900 speed is rock solid. It's 1,000 is like making no mistakes, and these guys are both nailing it down about a 9-something clip, and which means they're not giving up, they're not rolling over, they're not making mistakes. This is the real deal here. 6 to 5.
Rodney also missed 1 kick.
Well, Rodney, like you said earlier, Rempe paid him the compliment of his demeanor about having, the attitude, hey, this isn't life or death, he's not so cocky that he's arrogant or anything like that. But this guy knows. He's very, very confident in the fact he is at the table right now. This could be over, and at any time he is capable of running out this session, especially going to 11. He's within range right now. The six-pack is nothing for Rodney Morris. So what we got is that old guard versus the new guard. Two great players with a lot of style, a lot of class. They're shooting 900s. What else can be said about it? What's the layout look here, David?
Well, it's difficult to tell if he can hit the right side of the one. If he can, he may elect to bank the one. He could just cut it in. It was difficult to tell where the position of the 4 ball afforded him to do that.
But he's in position on the 2, the 2, the 3 to the 4, the 5 now. 5-9 looks like could be a little something that's not a roadmap situation. But does the 5 clear in the corner?
I don't believe so.
So he's going to have to shoot it in the pocket where the 7 ball lies.
Right, in the lower right.
But we're at 6-5. Rempe leads. Rodney Morris is at the table. And do you know, just out of curiosity, have you heard any stories from the islands about Brian Hashimoto possibly in his relationship with Rodney and where it all began with?
No, I really would like to. I'd like to hear that.
I think there's probably some pretty interesting stuff that could come out of that.
Definitely.
But Rodney Morris has come from some schooling somewhere that has really been top-notch championship tutoring. And anyway, all you people in Hawaii, you got a kid here you should all be proud of. 66, baby. Here we go. Race to 5.
It doesn't get any better, right?
Well, what's so interesting about this is here it is. We're swapping games back and forth, toe to toe, and I'm sorry, but it doesn't appear to me. I mean, somebody might make a mistake or something like that. They might dog off a shot or something like that, but these guys are not going to crack mentally, either one of them.
No. And what you just are alluding to, I think that's probably one of the single strongest attributes that Rodney has, and that is, what makes that so special is that he's so young, and to have that kind of mental fortitude is a definite attribute.
Right. Yeah. Well, there's champions, and then there's the rest of us, the mortals and stuff like that. And to be a champion is a very special thing. And I just saw a book that's for sale here. The author is the monk, and I was kidding Pat about it. He's got a thing in there, and this is I'm a big fan of the monks and everything. And he has a chapter about what it takes to be a champion in 3 or 4 pages. It's something that we all have thoughts about, and we all know what we feel it is being a champion, isn't that? But to get out there and to be one and to do it and to be able to dig down and have that mental toughness that's what separates the men from the boys.
Right. And that's what we're doing in this match with 6-6. Right here.
Yep. Anyway, this match, they both, it's a 128-man board, 67 players. If I'm not mistaken, they both caught the first round bye. There were only 3 matches in the first round. I mean, the match is not, has no dollar value right now. But, all right, we're going to go to table number 6. There is the man, number 1 ranked Nick Varner, Owensboro, Kentucky. And he's still in a little dogfight over there. He's trailing Warren Kiemko, one of the young, fine players from the Philippine Islands. Scores 4-3. Nicky is at the table. He will make it 4-4. And
who's
that good-looking girl there?
That's Jeanette Lee from the
Oh,
WPBA.
I didn't recognize her with the hat on. She's the #1 ranked lady player in the world. She just gave me her entry fee. She's playing in the 4th and final event here at the Sands Regency, which is a last chance tournament.
Look out, gentlemen. There.
Yeah.
Billy, that's a picture of Billy Aguero. He's sponsored by Cousins Custom Cues, and he's also
Chalkers Billiards. House Pro.
Right, House Pro at Chalkers Billiards, the host of the next tournament that you just alluded to in San Francisco.
Not only is he a fine pool player, he's in the acting business, and he's been in several movies, and Billy's quite a guy. Anyway, we're panning the crowd. There's Rod the Bod there. He's a good little player. A lot of the people, and Mr. Lubin. Hi, Mr. Lubin. We're talking about fan. This guy is a super fan, and it's always a pleasure to have him here. And for Accu-Stats fans out there, a lot of the world-class 9-ball tapes are produced right here in this room at the Sands Regency Hotel in June and December twice a year. This is number 21 that they do. A lot of the tapes come from this event. If you've never been out here, it's worth thinking about coming. I mean, this is day number 9, and it's day number 1 for the Pro Billiards Tour. I mean, we've played a lot of matches on these tables. The USPPA handicap event is here. It's a system played primarily in the West Coast of the United States, but there are other locations. It's available to everybody, and it's a handicap system that works pretty darn good to allow anybody, any speed, to play somebody else. And we have world-class players that play beginners, intermediates, and the basis of the thing is so many spots going to 8 games. But here we go.
We're ready to roll, 6 apiece. You made the corner ball on the break that time.
I started that dissertation because of the Jeanette Lee factor. The last event here is going to be open to anybody. No affiliation is required for any association. You just can't be one of the top 48 ranked pro players or a former winner of this event. $50 entry fee. It gives a lot of people a chance to play in a cool deal and witness the Pro Billiards Tour at the same time. Rodney Morris at the table, 6-6, race to 11. All right, we got one done on 3, 11-0. That was a Reyes match. Table 2 is Patsy and CJ. They're tied 66. Varner and Kimco, we gave you an update on. And table 7 is another of the great Filipino players. Andam is leading Vickery. Now, Rodney, what's he thinking about here? This is not an easy layout. He's going to
he'll
pocket the 2 on the side. He's got to make sure he doesn't get hooked on the 6. Is what he's looking at, right?
Right.
But I think his problem is getting from the 3 to the 4 ball, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you map it out?
Well, I think just like that.
2 on the side, 3 in the corner, and then what's he doing?
He's looking at drawing it over.
He came down this way. Well, he's crashed into the 9 ball.
I believe he's got a shot at the 3 on the side, cut it in. He'll hit it with a little inside, spin it up.
Looks
If
like
he's come out far enough. Yeah. No, Rodney makes these shots, long shots, and long shots in particular. He just he shoots them like they're hangers.
Well, what I like about him is he's so confident. He knows that his game is not going to fail him. He's going to get right up to whatever it takes, and once he makes up his mind, his layout, right, he gets right down to business. And you're right, his arsenal is fully equipped to deal with any kind of a shot, just like it is, a routine, everyday shot. And here we go. Rodney's back in control. He's going to be breaking the balls. He takes the lead back 7 games to 6 over King James. Toe to toe, slug it out, boy. Now, I could see Rodney in the near future. Now, could be doing some jewelry commercials or some clothing stuff. Anyway.
Some shades. Do some shade commercials, maybe.
Rodney is cool, man. And
yes, he is.
What makes him cool in my book is that doesn't tell anybody he's cool. He's just as cool.
He just, well, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. He doesn't have to tell anybody.
No.
That's like who just sat down in front of us.
Mrs. Wiley.
Right.
She's pretty cool herself.
Yes.
Smooth up. She's a rock and roll fan too.
How's your club doing
How's the club doing?
in Colorado?
Well, trust me, if you like live rock and roll,
That's the place to be.
Club's live and well, but that doesn't mean that it's no, the club's doing fine, thank you. And my partner Laura Smith plays on the women's tour, and anyway, we got a club. It's called Rack and Roll. We do live rock and roll. We do pool, and it's cool. But if you like live music, you're anywhere near Colorado Springs, stop by Colorado Springs, and Rack and Roll's the spot.
Well, let's see if Rodney makes the 8 on the break. He didn't make the corner ball, and he may make the 3, but no.
Anyway, I'd like to say hi to everybody at Rack and Roll too, because we are subscribers to the Accu-Stats video productions, and sooner or later we'll probably play this at happy hour. Hi, all you barflies. I'll be home soon, and we'll have some fun. Anyway, you're missing a great show here. 7-6, race to 11. Rodney Morris and Jimmy Rempe.
He's looking at playing the 1-7 combination.
Hey, got tables figured out.
I think. Is he going to play the combination? 1-7. Does the 7 pass the 5?
Now this is the part. This is the strength of Rempe's game.
Oh, you know what? He has
he's not sure what he's doing. He just kind of made a little expression of face. That's what he's doing. It looks like he's ducking somehow.
He's going off the left side of the 1 into the area of the 9.
Okay. Now how do you hit it? Thank you very much.
That's in the area of the 9, when you say.
Yeah, I like his chances here. Anytime you got the other guy kicking, you're
Rodney
should be in control. But I mean, you have to make sure you time up pretty good. But Rodney, under the Pro Express rules, has to hit this 1 ball with the result of something going to a rail after contact. And believe me, he is going to have to wing at this shot. He's out of control. There's no telling. A lot of things could happen on this shot. And Rempe has done what he has to do. He has to force a turnover and get back at the table. Keep Rodney in the chair, pal.
He doesn't like the 1 rail because the 5 blocks part of the 1. But that's what he's going to, looks like he's going to shoot.
But anyway. Foul. 2 moved there. I'm not sure if he did it with his cue or what. But he didn't hit the 1 anyway. So now Rempe's forced a turnover. He trails by 1 game. However, he is at the table. The 1 clears. The 2 is open. The 3. The 4 ball should be fine. What's the 5-7 looking like? He's looking at it right now.
Well, the 5 does not pass the 7, I don't believe. And obviously the combination is not wired. And
he always has the 3 foul option, but it looks like he is going to shoot the 1, go to the 2, and deal with the 5-7 as it comes up.
He may brush the 5 right here. No.
Well, it may clear. We've got kind of one of those funny angles, but
right. The position of the 4 ball, he may be able to get on the 4 where he can drop down and play the 5 in the lower
corner,
right,
exactly
in the lower right-hand corner where the cue ball is.
It's tricky. It's a tricky position. There's not a whole lot of room for error, but this is what it's all about: is mapping out the how the balls are going to be run out, and sometimes there's only one way of doing it, and he may very well have to come across, shoot the 5 in his corner. But Rempe is right in there. It's a pick game. I think we both agreed on that. As you viewers can see, it appears to be a pick. As we implied earlier, it's 7-6. Rempe now, what is he going to do? He's just, I think the 5 must clear the 7.
It must. It must. The
Yeah.
way, yeah.
Okay, so
he
he's
looked like with no concern.
He pockets the 5, draws back for the 6, 7, 8, 9, no-brainer, and I think we're going to have another tie here, 7-7. Now the race is to 4 with Rempe breaking.
The 5 ball was very close to the 7. I mean, you know, that's
It was
very
now,
tough.
Look what this
He was
game.
a
Look
little
what this game would
fortunate.
do to you here now. The balls have rolled together, the 6 and the 7. Rodney showed a little emotion there, and so did Rempe. I mean, these guys are really as cool as they are, and as cool as they want to appear to be, are expending a lot of energy. And that little exchange there showed that both guys are well aware of the fact that they're in a war here.
Right.
Well, one mistake at this point in time, it could be fatal. Look out, Mr. Rempe. Rodney now is going to lead this match 8-6. He'll be breaking, and he's only going to 3. And that is the key situation of the match as far as I can see right now. Is Rempe headed as a makeable ball? In my estimation, he faltered a little bit in his basics because it appeared to me like he jumped a little bit. And, I don't know if we're going to get another opportunity to look at it, but you don't need to move that body anything until that ball hits that pocket. And
Looks like we're getting a shot of the.
there it tells it on the wire. Rodney okays the
8 games
the
to
rack.
6.
And that game there, that was game number 14, is where the whole swing of the match hinges
7,
on.
7, 8, 6.
Right.
Yeah, huge.
I mean, it was the stats once again have not been made available, but they are both
Still
playing super.
over 900.
They're both playing super, and very few mistakes have been made. I think Rempe on that shot had a little lapse in his great basic fundamentals. I mean, but those kind of shots will do it to you. Every now and then you get come into a situation, the shots kind of tend to make you flinch or make you jump up or make you. It's like playing football and running with the ball before you catch it. You know?
Well, we're going to see Rodney put Rempe behind the 7 here. What a great shot. I don't know if he got behind it, though.
Yeah, that's not as good as he wanted to get. I mean, it's not like he's
Right. Well, what Rempe can do if he can hit the right side of the 2 is bank the 2 ball down below the 5 and put the cue ball behind the 7-6 again, which is easier to do from where he is than from where Rodney was.
Right. It's rail first. Yeah, this is one of the areas that beginners, intermediate players, even good, solid players you can learn on the Pro Billiards Tour is these little kind of subtle little moves. So he might be able to see the whole ball. Yeah, he was able to see the whole ball. Where did you have him playing safe? Back at the other end, right?
Yes. I didn't realize he could hit the left side of the 2.
But he's got a shield. He's got it behind the 8. And once again, one foul ball in hand rules. Rodney has to hit the ball with a result of pocketing the ball. Something has to go to rail after contact. He's got him out of control.
I think we're going to see him jump. He's a very adept jump at the jump shot. What a great
adept
shot.
is an understatement apparently on that shot.
That's why I say he made that look like a hanger. He made it look like a hanger.
Well, we all know it wasn't a hanger.
I
But
know.
he hit it pretty damn sporty, I know that. He had to even crack a smile. But he's not out of the woods yet. The 6 and the 7 are still something to be reckoned with. And 4 and 5 are fine, but he may play a safe on the 6-7 and try to force Rempe into a turnover. But Rodney's at the table. He controls the match 8 games to 6. He's still the favorite from here.
I think he's going to go
Is he gonna
2
be
cushions into the 6. Yeah, into the 7, into the 6-7.
I think he's
Unless he can draw straight in, straight back
I think
up.
he's just going to draw out the slide.
Yeah,
You're right,
2
2
cushions.
cushions. He hit it pretty good. Now, that's a shot. There is a risk factor. Anytime you go into the balls and you try to crash into the balls, open them up, you run the risk of this happening. He made a good little shot. However, can you see the 6? I think he can.
He can hit the 6.
Well, he's probably going to duck. He's going to bend the 6. Put the when in doubt, put him on the end rail. He's going to park Whitey down here by the 9.
And the 6
Float the
under the
6.
7.
Yeah.
Possibly under the 7.
And
If he thought he could avoid the 8 and the 9, he would probably cut it to 6, but I don't believe he feels he can do that.
I don't think he has an offensive shot there. He's ducking.
Scott, let's watch Rodney shoot this jump shot. Cue ball on the rail over the top of the 8. Rail first.
Well, that's a keeper there. That might make a highlight tape.
Mark that spot on the tape, definitely.
Anyway, for you fans of the Pro Billiards Tour, the new ruling as of 6 or 8 months ago is there's no jump cues allowed, no trick cues, no trick equipment. If you want to jump balls, you must jump with the cue you're playing with.
I really like this. Not to interrupt you, but Jimmy's going to back kick the 6 ball and try to hook Rodney with the 7 ball.
Okay, the 7 is the ball down by the 6.
Right.
He is going to kick behind it and try to keep the cue ball there and use the 7 as a shield.
Yes.
I don't think he has the angle to do that. He has to really, really spin it. But you might be right. That is probably one of the few options available to him. Now he's going to the other rail, the side rail. And once again,
go 2 cushions at it, I guess.
I mean, Rempe is a genius at playing this game. Let's see what he comes with here. Now that
is some
exceptional shot. Is it mission accomplished? I think he can see the 6 ball, but
you can see the 6 ball.
He hit it exceptionally well, just to leave the cue ball where it is, to hold that ball when it hit the 6 full of the face. Even though Rodney can see it, this is a shot that's tough to make and tough to get position on. Rodney's not out of the woods yet.
Well, we're going to see him
jumping
again.
This is a big, big game. The score is 8-6. If Rempe can dodge this game here, he's right back in business. He'll be breaking.
1 game behind, right?
1 game behind, but it's irrelevant. 4-pack is available to Rempe almost any time. So.
Oh, he could see it. I thought he was.
Rodney came with a great shot there.
Yes.
We just saw, his young eyes. One of his strength is his fearlessness and anyway, his ability to pocket those long shots. And that was an interesting little game. And once again, there wasn't much weakness showed by either player. It just the way it came down. Rodney came with some super shots.
Yes.
And the bottom line is he's on 9. I think he's on 6. Going to 11. Now Rodney just came over. He got his break cue. I just got this feeling he knows that it's time to go for the kill. The juggler, pal. Look out, Rempe. You got to be a closer in this business. Rodney Morris is a closer, and he's fixing to close this out. If he makes something on the break, he may be giving Rempe a little payback. Now look at this.
Came up dry on the break.
Dreaded break. Now, Rempe.
You really don't see that too much with Rodney. He really, pockets balls on the break with extreme frequency.
Well, one of the things about this whole deal is day in and day out, we all experience, the players at this level, the players at home watching, just starting, young children, young kids, young girls. Some days are better than other days and stuff, and you just I never know where it's coming. It's 9-6. He'd like to make a ball on the break, but it is, a difficult shot. It doesn't always come up like you want, and at this level, it's not a comfortable deal to be in your chair. Rempe's back at the table. He's right on the 2. The 3's good. The rest of the layout, David?
Very, very good.
We got action again here now. Rempe, and don't count this guy out. I mean, he's been in the spot plenty of times, and this guy can dig down deep. And it's 9-6, fixing to be 9-7. He's breaking. We'll see how his break works for him. But it's not an enjoyable feeling at all for that break to to not be there when you need it. Anyway, how do you, the next stop is a call shot 9-ball event, one of which we haven't done in a long, long time.
The tournament at Chalkers?
Chalkers, yeah. It was the very first order of business from the organization as we know it now. When it was first conceived, it was the PBA, and it was conceived in the Texas area. Robert Weir is a gentleman that many people don't know or remember, but he was one of the driving forces for it. Mr. Fleming of Accu-Stats, Hubbard and Bell of APA were all involved. Grady Matthews, the professor. I myself was on the original board. First order of business at that time, like approximately 10 years ago, was brought up by Grady Matthews about playing call shot 9-ball.
You mentioned Robert Weir. I have him to thank for putting a cue in my hand for the first time.
Is that right?
Yeah.
How about that? No kidding.
Yeah. Yeah,
whatever happened to this guy?
He tutored me for
really?
a long time. Yeah.
Not Billy Weir.
Bob Weir, Robert Weir.
Okay.
From North Carolina. Yeah.
He's
living in Michigan now. Yeah.
Okay. Now, Rempe, back to the live action, 9-6. Rempe's at the table shooting the 8 and the 9, fixing to be 9-7. And trust me, Rempe is a little bit behind, but he's shooting. He's going to break if his break doesn't fail him here. We have got action once again. But the point I was making was about the going back to the call shot 9-ball. It has merit. It's always been an option for those of you that are promoters of world-class pool. It's a rule option to be considered. If you hear Mr. Matthews tell it, it's without a doubt something everybody should be doing. But I kind of like the way Buddy describes it. He calls it Hully Gully 9-ball, and I think that is really one of the main attractions about this whole deal is winner breaks. Shoot that lowest ball on the table. If the 9 flies in, it's a win. It counts.
Right. Well, some of the excitement of the game. This is a fast-paced, run and gun kind of game. That's what it's supposed to be. And I think that we can make it. We can sanitize it to the point where it's no fun to watch anymore.
Yeah. Well,
both have merit. Right?
Well, yeah. Both boards, MPBA and PBTA boards, are to be commended, I think, in their ability to bend and be flexible in their formats and stuff. The change to this shorter race is a signal to all of you out there that the higher echelon of the association doesn't want to lock you up and have
race to 30 with
weigh the best of it. We're talking about a really fun deal where races to 11 is going to bring out a lot of talent and emotion in everybody, and it gives a lot of young and upcoming players a little better chance. Rodney's at the table. All right.
Okay. Jim won the last game and cut into Rodney's lead. It's 7 games for Rempe.
He came up dry on the break also.
9 games for Rodney, and Rodney just executed a safety, and he let Rempe hit the 1.
So far in this match, we've had a lot of racks that were routine, as we know them, where the ball spread real good. This is far from a routine rack.
Right.
What problems do you see, Maddox?
Well,
the 4-6 is
the position of the 1 in the cue ball is obviously the first one. I don't believe that the 4-6 is going to be a problem after this shot. I don't believe that he can avoid or necessarily wants to avoid breaking out the 4-6. If he shoots, I think the shot that he'll elect to shoot here is to shoot the 1 cushion down table, and the cue ball into the 6, possibly using the 3 to block the 1 from the cue ball. Let's see what he does. Not too hard. Just the cue ball go into the 6.
He still does not like it.
No, he's in a tough spot. It's a tough spot.
If he makes a mistake here, he's up way against the worst of it. This is the hill game for Rodney. Jimmy Rempe is going to take his time. He is going to think this out. He does not want to
You
give
won't
up
leave
a shot
anything
here.
to chance here. Right, right.
And I think we're going to have an interesting little game number 18 here. And once again, in my opinion, Rempe's strong suit is his ability to maneuver in situations like this and outsmart the best of them. See what he does. He's in a tough spot. Looks like he's shooting it firm. Well, I think he meant to hold the ball up, but not quite like it did. But it's an interesting spot he's left Rodney in. He's got him jacked up. You can see the one. It looks like he can make it in the side pocket. Is he looking at where the cue ball is going towards the 2? I think that's what he's doing. And Rodney is in pretty fine shape. Now the 3, 4, 6 layout is going to force him to
play position for the 3 in the upper left.
And possibly with an angle to crash into those balls and open them up. But this is not a lock. He has to get in a good spot. Anyway, we're going to see both guys. They're muscling up right here. This is what it's all about. I think he's gone too far. Now, the plot thickens again here.
Well, he's looking at that. He's looking at like the 4-ball may go.
Maybe he has more room than we can tell from here.
He sure doesn't look like it to me.
He's not worried about it. He's pocketing that. Okay, what's he doing there? I think he's. There's no referee would call.
Oh, it must.
Yeah,
it wasn't even close.
Good shot. But by the virtue of, now look at this. By virtue of him having to cue that ball and hit the 6 and draw back, it allowed him an opportunity to get out of position, and in fact he was hooked on the 5. He didn't hesitate kicking for it, but this match is far from over.
No, that was just
another one.
Slightly careless.
Just
slightly
another
when
one.
He shot the when he shot the 4-ball.
But it's just another one of the reasons why, in my opinion, 9-ball ranks right up there as one of the most vicious games in the world, right along with craps, since we're in Reno. But little things like that can happen.
About craps?
I know a lot about craps. Stay away from it, pal.
That's all I need to know, right?
No,
Stay away from it.
David, trust me.
Yes.
Anytime you feel like a craps lesson, you just let me know, and we'll fire. Take 100 of your money. We'll go down there, and we'll fire it up.
Okay.
Now Rempe is back to where he is trying to regain control. If he's hooked Rodney here, he's okay. Rodney's gonna study it. This is a very key situation in the whole match. Rodney turned it loose a little bit. Once again, anytime you have your opponent kicking at the ball, there's a lot of things can happen. Rempe is forced to turn over. He's back at the table. He's going to close the gap to 9-8, and he'll be breaking the balls. Who do you like from here?
Well, he needs to be careful what happens.
Trust me.
I thought he was. I thought he got a little straight here, but
yeah, it's just not perfect.
Right.
He's going to have to work a little bit, but the balls are laid out just fine. I think Mr. Rempe is much more comfortable with the scenario now than he was a few minutes ago.
Sure.
Rodney's in the chair. All right, he hit it nice and clean, nice and crisp. Excuse me, but Jimmy Rempe hasn't thrown any towels in. He's going to pocket at 7, draw the cue ball back for the 8. Bring us up to date, David.
Well, provided he runs this rack, he closes the gap to 8 games to 7. 9 games to 8. I'm sorry. No, he's drawn the cue ball just a little too far.
Well,
I believe
it started with the position here a little bit on the 6-ball. He got a little straight. He was forced to take a longer shot at the 7.
Exactly.
Anyway, I think he's going to be okay, but
yeah.
It's just another added little test of this whole ordeal. Who said anything was going to be easy?
It's not supposed to be easy, huh?
Ask Rempe and Rodney after this match if anything's easy lately. David, it's been a pleasure. This has been a match that lived up to everything we talked about. We still don't know what's going to happen here. How'd he hit it?
Oh.
He's not out of the woods yet.
Another foot.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Talk to him.
He was pushing on the table.
I think he's okay. You think he pushed on the table?
No, you know, leaning a little, bodying.
He's going to have to stretch out a little bit on the mechanical bridge. He's got a little extension or something. What are we doing?
It's a spinali.
Okay,
A spinali bridge head. He'll put on his brake cue.
Okay, here we go. Jimmy Rempe not.
You don't want to be
had the most fun time here with this rack, but he's still at the table. Rodney's in the chair. They're going to 11. He's fixing to be only one game behind. And
9 games to 8.
you had the fans
big,
leaning
deep
over
breath.
there. We got action, baby. 9-8.
Oh,
Going
yes,
to
we
11.
do.
Now, with Rempe breaking, it's probably still a pick game.
Probably still a pick game.
9-8 going to 11. Anyway, I think we got a keeper here on our hands. This one here might be a tape that's. We've got
a match that we had alluded to earlier. It's Warren Kiamko and Nick Varner. Kiamko hanging in there. He's leading Nick Varner 7 games to 6.
And next door on table 7, another member of the Filipino contingent on Dom has Howard Vickery on the ropes. 10 games to 8. And meanwhile, the main man, the magician, took care of Mr. Young, Mr. Coltrane in quick fashion, 11-0. The Filipino contingent is
we're about to have a hill match over on table number 2 with Paul Potier and C.J. Wiley, with the pocketing of a 4-9 combination by Paul for 9-ball hanging in the jaws of the pocket.
Action, we got it right there. 10-10 on table 2.
Table 2.
Anyway, kind of a contrast in styles, C.J. Wiley. Back to the Rempe match. Let's get back over here. And we have a tie ball game here. Is that correct?
No, it's 9 games to 8.
Okay.
9-8. Rodney Morris.
Okay, Morris is racking the balls. The match on table 2, we're getting a view of it now. That's Potier inspecting the rack. Paul from Vancouver, British Columbia, has just won game 20. And he has tied the match 10-10, going to 11. The new format for 1995. We're going to see a lot of these matches. And this is where it really gets interesting. 1 game for all the marbles.
It's where the breaker thinks he's going to scratch, and the guy that's in the chair thinks he's going to make it on the break.
And we're still on the featured table. Martin Courtois, one of the staff members of the association, is racking the balls here for Rodney Morris. And fans, for those of you that may see this every now and then and not sure exactly what's going on with it, until we're into a situation where the matches are finals, the tour has opted not to have referees at every table racking balls. The players, generally speaking, will rack their respective racks during the preliminary rounds of any tournament. However, if the rack is, if there's a problem or it's not satisfactory, an official can go out anytime. But anyway, both players are once again proving that they're both class guys, great sportsmen, and there's no problem at this point in time. We're just going to get the impartial party to throw them up here in game number
18. 9 games to 8. Rodney over Rempe.
Okay. Rodney accepts Rad. Martin smiles. Back in the bleachers, Martin. Thank you. striking the balls. Every time at that end of the table, it's
nice close-up shot of
it's
how the
one of those
rack
things.
feels.
Yeah, and well, he just I think Rempe made a remark to Mr. Courtois that he's fired.
He was not satisfied with the results of that rack.
Rempe's just, you know, his time's coming, and people in this and that in a long and rewarding career. I mean, this guy has been around for quite a while, Jimmy Rempe, and he started at a very young age, and he's still going to be around for a long time. But the last few years, I mean, the tour, the talent has been so overwhelming. I mean, Jimmy Rempe, a lot of people that are following the sport in the last few years really do not know how great of a player this guy is. But don't worry about it. When everything is said and done and everything's written in the books, Rempe's going to be right down there as one of the all-time greats ever to play the game. We'll
He's got a shot at the one ball, a difficult shot, but Rodney just overhit the safety slightly and let the one ball leak out. The cue ball's going in the area of the 4. He missed the 4. He's going, and he's rolled too far to cut the 2 in.
Well, he doesn't have an offensive shot at this point in time, but he's gonna lay down a little oil here, and we'll see how Rodney likes it from the end rail.
I think he's going to try to use the 8-6-9. Send the cue ball to the right side of the 3.
And he's building, all these little stoppers that you talked about. And, he laid it down just like he thought. Let's see how his speed is. I think he's got him. Jimmy Rempe is leaving the table in control of the situation. He could not get out offensively, and he put Rodney in a situation where he's kicking again. This has come up at least 4 or 5 times that I can recall in key situations.
Right.
Jimmy Rempe opted not to do anything silly. He's being patient. He's got Rodney kicking. The kick
shot
was executed very well, and the speed was, look at this, as good as it gets. And this is just one of the things that makes this whole thing something that if you've got any weakness at all, you just keep watching the videos and don't come out until you're ready, because this is the stuff that gives people gray hair and ulcers. And we're playing for money, and Rempe had this guy in a trap. He kicked out of it, and Rempe's kicking now, and it's a tough action.
Advantage Morris.
Yeah, but Jimmy Rempe is not flinching. He's shaking his head a little bit. He's not real happy with this little deal, but he's going to go down swinging. Don't worry about Jimmy Rempe. But he is way up against the worst. With this shot here, if Rodney gets any kind of shot at the 2, he's got a good layout, David.
With the exception of possibly the position of the 5 ball.
Oh, it is. It's closer to the rail, and it's not makeable in that side.
Right.
Right. Okay. So that's probably one of the reasons Rempe is not is visibly concerned about it, because he's got a layout that's not an automatic slam dunk if he does have to give up a shot to Rodney. But Rempe figures to hit this ball. Now,
well,
this is going to be a controlled kick. I mean, what is he trying to do here? I mean, is he going to hit the speed such that?
Well, pocket speed for the 2. Maybe just a little bit firmer.
So he's not ducking. He's going to try to hit the ball, kick it in that corner pocket, come up with something on the 3. Well, he gave himself
a little firmer.
He gave himself a chance.
And he made the 6.
Now, how do you like 9 ball?
And he's still kicking.
And Rempe made a good hit, and as fortunes have it, he came up, pretty good. It could have been a lot worse than this. He's what happened? Did the ball kick in?
Yeah, he
Okay.
made the 6 ball. The 2 ball went 2 cushions and cut the 6 ball on the side. And so it's, you know, while he made the 6, he didn't come up with a shot.
Okay, I didn't see the 6 go in. Now Rempe's kicking it to 2. It's just one of those things that these little things. It's no reflection on anybody's game. It's just how interesting the drama can be in a world-class 9-ball, because you know, a lot of things can happen and anything can change in a New York minute.
Jerry Watson just defeated California Kim Davenport.
We have had two matches here in this round, and his score was somewhat convincing, but Jerry Watson, not a household name by any means in this country. I've got a little better line on him than a lot of people do. This guy is a good player. He's from Canada. He just gave Mr. Davenport a dose, and there was no fluke. This guy's a very capable player. The final was 11-8 now. Davenport's got his work cut out for him in the double elimination format. And on table 2, CJ, one of the big guns on the tour, fell to Paul Pottier at 11-10. Okay, Rempe kicks. Look at this. Makes
It's
a
just
great
over and
hit.
over. It's just over and
his
over.
His speed was perfect. Knowing that the 2 balls going the other end of the table, he was fortunate, in my opinion, that turned out as good as this.
Definitely.
But anyway, it just goes to show you that it's never over till it's over. Okay, Rodney hit that pretty nice. Went in doubt, leave him on the end rail. Rodney's okay here, but Rempe can see the ball, and we're talking about you know, a superstar here. Let's see what he comes with. 9-8.
Earlier in this match, we saw him bank at a ball similar to this, a 2-ball, as a matter of fact. And you know, given the position of the 3-ball, the cue ball, if he banks at the 2, the cue ball is going to go into the 3, and he'll most likely end up with a good shot on the 3.
And if he hits at good speed and it doesn't make it, it's not the end of the world.
Rodney still has to go up and down the table for position.
And let's bring the 5-ball back into play. The 5-ball is the ball by the side pocket on the right side of your screen, and it is not makeable in that side pocket. So this game is going to be a game that we're going to see some patience executed on the part of both players. And once again, we're on this game that is the big swing. Rempe cannot let him get on the hill, or it's going to be very hard to overcome. And could be 9-9, 10-8. See what Rempe comes with.
Well, there's really no easy safety. That's the, you know,
No.
and when you know, as the viewers have heard us say before, you know, when there's the safety and the shot are equally difficult, you shoot.
What was that line now? When the safety and the shot are equally difficult,
Shoot.
whose expression is that?
Well, Billy and Cardona.
Really?
Sure.
When the safety and the shot are equally difficult, you shoot.
Give yourself a chance to win and shoot.
Okay, I'm not so sure that's a golden rule myself. But the voice of Accu-Stats, that's one of his lines. You do have to shoot at your hole. I'm not saying that. But I don't recall hearing that. Excuse me? Well, that's good. Where's Bill? Bill and I have always had different outlooks on a few things, but I think you know, some situations may require a little flexibility in that statement. But you always got to give yourself a chance to win, Billy. And this guy knows how to do that, and there's no doubt about it right now. He has given himself a chance. He's on the 3. The 5 is still the key to this rack, but Rempe figures to be ahead, or tying the match at 9-9, breaking the balls, and we might have a little short race to 2. Hi, Billy.
Hello, Billy. Nice to hear you.
Oh, I want to know, Billy, are you behaving?
You would give us a few bars of ain't misbehaving?
Hey, none of us got anything to hide. One of the things I like about you, Billy, is you're a lot of fun, pal. Don't worry about that. All right. Now, this is the test here, Billy.
High touch inside. Got the 5-ball in. 2 cushions for position on the 7.
If you can't make this shot in this situation, you better stay home. But this is what. Here we are, David. Are we back to action here? I think we're ready to go. There we are. Game number 19 is underway. The score's tied 9-9. How'd he break on there, David?
He made I believe he made the corner ball on the break, and he has a shot at the 1. Excellent cue ball control. Cue ball in the middle of the table.
It was not a bad break. I wouldn't say it was like a textbook or anything, but it was pretty close.
I'd like to have a little easier shot on the 1. Go up and down for position on the 2 in the lower right.
Anyway.
That's what he would have liked to have done. And it
David, if you recall, not too long ago, I mean, a few games back, it may have been, seemed like a while back, 20, 30 minutes or something, Rodney Morris was in a situation where you could see it on his face. He was going for the kill, going for the juggler. He's in the chair right now, and I think Rempe has that feeling. He has sped up his pace a little bit. Jimmy Rempe is finally in control of this match, I think.
Well, the key shot here is the 3 to the 4. He has to negotiate the 5 and the 9.
Right. Yeah, it's not.
So this is a little touchy what he does right here.
Yeah, you're right. I think the whole match is coming right down to this shot. If he dodges this, pockets the 3, gets good on the 4.
Well, he still has the 5 to the 6, and you know, with the 9 where it is, it forces Jimmy to go to the end rail, to the right-hand side rail and backup table, unless he gets straight in and can just draw it straight back up. So, you know, this is by no means
right. There's a couple
a hanger
of
out. There's a couple of obstacles to deal with. The first of which is the 3 to the 4.
Is what you're saying? This is not elementary 9-ball.
Not page 1.
Yeah,
right.
We're talking about advanced action here. He hit it pretty good. He's still got a little bit of a tough angle on the 4-ball, but he's in pretty good shape.
Well, you know, he did improve his position by moving the 9-ball away. Away.
Right.
So he may be able to negotiate around that side of the 9-ball now, whereas before that shot on the 3 he could not.
Right. But tell me now, what's he going to do? How's he going to hit this ball? Where does he want to get with Whitey here?
Well, straight in or a little further left of straight in. In a position right where it's at would be good.
Now the speed is going to require him to go
back and forth.
Back and forth a couple times.
Right.
Okay. Right. Once again, this is a big league shot here for the cheese. Anyway, he's down. Did pretty good. The speed looks like it's going to be just fine too. Okay, he's got room to pocket the 5 in the corner, go around. Is the 8 going to come into play?
No, I believe he's going to be able to avoid the 8-ball. Going above the 8, 2 cushions between the 6 and the upper left-hand corner. Now he's looking at going around
sliding
the 8.
Down underneath it, right?
Yeah.
Possibly. Well, it's more than one
It's
way
difficult to, yeah, exactly.
But he has to weigh out all his options. And,
right.
And at this point in time, Jimmy Rempe is the kind of guy he's going to.
He looked briefly at that, but I believe he's going to go above. If he hits 3 cushions before he hits the 8, he'll go in the side pocket.
Well, he's not 100% comfortable with this shot. There's a couple of things that can happen, but let's see how King James is going to handle it. He's cueing the ball.
He's going around it. If he hits it where he's cueing it right now, he's going around it. He's playing it like a stun, 2 cushions around the 8.
Ooh, baby. Yeah, I think he opted to go underneath like that, but he was gambling, and he he came up with a tough shot here, and
well, he was fortunate that it didn't hit the point and stop there, or
he was fortunate, right? It could have come up a
he
lot
does
worse.
have
You're absolutely right.
He does have a makeable shot on the
Right.
6 ball, and the 8 over the pocket. It's all he has to do is concentrate on pocketing the 6 ball. He doesn't have to do anything special for position.
It's a pretty good little blood test there, and Rempe passed that one. He's right where he wants to be, pocketing the 8 and the 9, and he has the new guard in the chair, and this has been a great match.
No kidding.
Here we go. Rempe is going to take control. He'll be on 10, needing one game. He's going to be breaking the balls. Well, we'll see how the break comes up for Jimmy Rempe, and but I don't like Rodney's chances. And what can we attribute it to? There was no really mistakes on his part. He didn't really miss any balls. It just was one of those things.
Well, he did miss a hit. He made a bad hit when he was trying to thin the 2 ball early, and the score was like 9-7. And Rempe had played safe, and Rodney was just you know, trying to thin the ball, and the 7 was obstructing the path to the 2, and he just nicked it, you know. So it was. And
it didn't appear that it would be that costly of a mistake at that point in time. But Jimmy Rempe is one of these guys. You have to close him out whenever you get a chance, hubba pronto, because he's going to keep coming and keep coming and keep coming, and that's why he's a champion. 10-9, Rempe breaking.
Rodney just wants a chance back at the table. I mean, you can just feel him just, you know, chomping at the bit. He just wants to get back to the table with any kind of shot. He doesn't,
well,
you know.
He may, Rempe made the 1 ball. He has an entire ball to see at the 2 ball. The rest of the layout, David.
I think he'll be under the 7 if he doesn't shoot at the 2.
But Rempe is in command here. He's got an opportunity to put Rodney in a serious trap, and one more trap is always going to need.
Right. Well, you know, there are 2 other balls, being the 4 and the 8, that, you know, make that safety a lot easier, because he doesn't have to just get under the 7.
Right.
If he does that, that's good. But the 4 and the 8 block a large portion of the upper part of the table. You know, unless, like I say, unless he decides to do something offensive, which I really don't think he will, being in control the way he is. Well, that's good, except he's looking to see if Rodney has a window between the 8 and the 9.
When we saw earlier, Rodney can jump the balls, but this is a different situation. The ball is nowhere near the rail. He doesn't have the luxury of going into the rail, having a shot to make a ball, but he's in a pretty tough spot here.
Well, plus, given the position of the balls, you know, there's nothing tied up, and one mistake here, and it is over.
Absolutely right.
It's difficult to see if the cue ball goes between the 4 and the 3 for a 1-rail kick.
We have an official out to keep an eye on this.
This is nail-biting time here.
Rempe has shown us again.
Rodney made a good hit on the 2.
Great shot. But bear in mind, when you're out of control, kicking at balls, jumping like that, Rempe had the best of that, and that it came up.
Well, the first thing here is that the cue ball is going into the 7, into the direction of the 7.
It's a great game of ours. Once again, this is, I mean, Rempe's accomplished what he set out to do. He's back at the table, but this is still a tough layout. He's got a couple things that could happen.
What's going to happen here is he's going to bump the 7 over toward the pocket, and the cue ball is going to come off the rail slightly, and he'll either play the 3 in the upper right or in the right-hand side.
What about the 4-8? Where do they come into play?
I don't believe that the 7 ball is going to stop the progress of the...
what about the 4-8?
That was some call, Mr. Smith. That was excellent.
Well, it was there. I mean, the speed is good. I mean, he's going to hit that ball. He doesn't have to hit it exactly right, and that's going to come up.
He hit the 7 a little thinner than
that's
he
why
expected.
It's one of the most vicious games in the world. You know,
is that on your business card, Scott?
What's that?
Scott Smith, not just another pretty face.
Easy, pal. Easy. No, but it's. I mean, I've been a student of the game, and I've seen it come up time and time again. These kind of situations, there's very few no-brainers in this scenario where we have 10 to 9, and he's moving into the ball. He's moving the ball around, and it's going to slide off, and there's balls that are still in the way. And now Rodney has a chance again. I was not crazy about the speed.
Well, I think Rempe's going to find himself in the area of the 5-ball.
I think many experts in our game would agree. It looked like he kind of winged it and just got up, and it was not really didn't have a plan or something there.
Right. That he probably shouldn't have kicked at the ball as hard as he did. Right. He could have created more distance by.
Rempe has yet to sit down. I mean, we have got a super match on our hands right here. Now, Rodney, we'll see how good little Rodney can lay it down here. He's going to park Whitey in a spot where King James is going to be kicking at something here, I think.
Well, he's looking at banking the 3-ball across and going behind the 5-ball.
And thank you very much. How do you hit it?
I believe that Jim can hit the 3.
He might have a little room.
He may have the edge of the 3. I don't know if he can.
Think so.
I don't think he can shoot enough at it to.
He's got Rempe jumping. And he's got
advantage, Rodney.
Not only jumping, he's jumping long range, pal. And I think Rodney's going to get another turn at the table here. This was
you know what else?
An interesting turn of events there, and it was just that little bump into the 7, and he got a little out of control.
Right.
The whole game revolves around that white ball.
That was, yeah.
Yeah, well, foul. Cue ball in hand, Mr. Morris.
He doesn't want it to hit anything.
I like his chances to get out from here.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And here we go. Rodney.
This is why we do this.
Now, you got to like these two guys, huh? Huh? What a match.
No good.
Yeah. Well, no, we're not in Philadelphia. We're in Reno.
We are in Reno.
But anyway, we've got a classic rematch of the battle between Rodney Morris of Hawaii and Jimmy Rempe of Scranton, Pennsylvania, and the first stop on the Pro Billiards Tour, a big major event, the Super Billiard PBTA, the Super Billiard Expo. Rempe came out on top in this previous situation.
Are we going to see Rodney cut the 6-ball down the rail?
Well, Rodney's showing a little emotion here. He's not exactly where he would like to be.
Oh, look at that.
And the little bit, the carelessness of the position play cost him in the end. He was out of position on the 6. He took a chance, then to the side, and he had to let Whitey loose a little bit. It caught a little bit. He scratched,
exactly.
And
well, that's why he looked at cutting the 6-ball down the rail, because he didn't want to go into, he didn't want to risk going into the 8.
I think both players. Rempe has shown us on several occasions. It showed up right there at the end. The guy really knows what playing 9-ball is about, and he forced Rodney into a situation where his youth and inexperience has cost him this match.
Well, the score was 9-6, and with the pocketing of the 9, Jim Rempe wins the match. 11 games to 9.
Yo, bravo, gentlemen. Thank you very much for a terrific match. David, I'm out of here.
Scott, thanks a lot.
My pleasure. Thank
you.
Thank
Viewers,
you, Jimmy Rempe. Thank
on
you,
behalf
Rodney
of
Morris.
myself, Rick Boley, Pat Fleming, and the rest
about
of the
100,000
Accu-Stats
dubs
staff.
at this tape.
Thanks again from the Sands Regency. If you want to order this tape or any other tape, the Accu-Stats number is 1-800-828-0397. Thanks a lot. We're out of here.